Hey there, Ben. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Austin.
Sweet. How does my noise sound? Do I sound pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. You prefer I call you Austin or Clap?
You can call me Climb. That's what people
Okay.
like to call me.
Okay, Clap.
Let me actually share this really quick to the community just so we can get some more people to pop in. I already have them right here really quick. I can just quickly pop that in there. But
Yes.
is this recorded right now?
Yeah, actually right now it's live.
Perfect. Awesome. So I can see you there on the AMA as well. So I got that pulled up.
Yeah.
We can see the questions come in. Um, how do you want to start? You want me to cover over the agenda first and then we could roll from there?
Yes, yes. Let's just cover the based on the agenda. Thank you.
Perfect. Give me 1 second here. So, for today's agenda, Claire was very awesome to share this with me beforehand. I wanted to thank everybody here for showing up and everybody that is seeing this, whether it's recorded or whether you guys are watching it live. We got a couple of you guys on, and I just wanted to give a quick thank you for Ben for hopping on, and I'll let him address us really quick and say hi and everything.
Hi everyone. Thank you to join this on the live AMA. Yeah, this is the first time for me as well. So I'm a little precious. It's different, but I think probably this will be better than just typing the word. I like it.
Yeah, yep. And today we're gonna take some questions from the community as well, and hopefully we can hear your thoughts on them. We got
Sure.
some preloaded questions, but we're also going to try and take a majority of those questions from the chat as well. We'll prioritize those for people that are here live. But before we even hop into those, I was curious if you could give us a quick summary of Stratos and the team's accomplishments since that IDO back in June, and your thoughts on that.
Yeah, we successfully launched our IDO at June 9th, and it was very good. And actually, Starter team told it's very successful story for their almost a year. It's the best team they met. We are very happy. And after that, we're doing the infrastructures, the foundations. We need working on the code level, on the technical level. It must be very solid. So, every 2 weeks we deliver our weekly, bi-weekly meeting. We want to communicate to everyone to know what we are doing now, and we're keeping deliver. I know probably something is we're delivering the features probably is it's not much visible for everyone because all backend code and some program, but we want to fully transparency for everyone. And in July we deliver our blockchain test network, and a couple of days before we deliver our test network. At the meantime, our marketing team and keeping working and me, we're keeping working with the different partners. We talk to the NFT, we talk to GameFi, we also talk to some social fi and even DeFi. We
Mm-hmm.
are looking for the different perspective to cooperate with them. And most of them is super excited, compared with other solutions. They are very enjoy what we will deliver to them, and they really enjoy the decentralized storage for now, since others is not ready yet. So they really want to see it. Actually, there are several projects right now. They are cooperating with us, help us to test the test network, storage test network, and they give us some suggestions, and it's very important. Like SoMe, we announced about 1 week before, and they're working very close with us,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually they will integrate all their platform on the Strato, decentralized storage, all the image, video, and all the data. And they will also take advantage of Strato storage as their CDN. So it's all excited news is come in the line. And by the way, yes, we also launch our tokens on Gate, and for
Mm-hmm.
sure we probably have this question. Maybe for following event, we can just answer during this AMA. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going, and I really appreciate for our very proactive and activity communities. They give us a lot of good feedback, and they also give some challenge to us. Let me be stronger. Let us be stronger. And also our community, they fully understand what we're doing, and they give us enough time. They be patient. I really appreciate. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, and we appreciate the statement. I too have tried to walk through that white paper, and I was astounded at how technical it was. So that's definitely something I like looking for. And for everyone that's here checking in and listening to Ben today or hopping into this AMA, I would recommend you guys do take a look at that white paper, because I think the team did a good job pooling together the idea and concept of Stratos. And with that in mind, I think one of the big questions, I'd probably start kicking off some questions here, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's start.
And awesome. Sweet. And for everyone that's here on the chat, you guys can always feel free to chuck some questions. I'll try my best to field those to Ben as they come in. But I think the one question that Ben already hinted on that I think might be good to start with is, talking about other exchanges as well. I've seen that one be a big one. I felt we already kind of led into it. We're curious how that's going, and your thoughts on the future of Stratos being on Ethereum, and how that transition might be when that chain is finally on mainnet, right? When Stratos is fully launched on that side of things.
Yeah. Let's talk about the exchange. Yeah, we mentioned before we will have 2 exchanges will be launched one by one. Yeah, the Gate is the first one. Actually, the second one, we already signed all the agreement. Right now, we just discuss the details. When you list the token on exchange, there are a lot of detail need to be discussed. Yeah. So now we're doing in the period for all the discussion, and we're after all the discussion have the good result, and we will launch it. I would like to say probably after mid of November, and right now the market is very hot. After the discussion, they have a period in the waiting list. I think probably after mid of November, and if something happen maybe early of December is also possible. But everything is done. It's done deal. We're just waiting for that date coming. So that's good one actually, and we also have other exchange is still during the negotiation process. And I know there's our community is very expect some good exchange we want to actually some of them is in our list. We're talking with them and we get good feedback, but I cannot update you guys for more details. But I also want to mention one thing is, in my opinion and perspective, it's not mean more exchange will be better for the project for the current stage. I mean, Strato is still small, and our market cap is not so big. So we're the project kind of the picky to choose the good exchange. That's why we refuse a lot of good offer from some exchange. We don't want to list Strato anywhere. We really want to work on the good exchange, and but later on, main network is on. Probably we will have more and more exchange will be coming. But again, more is not mean good. We really want to work on the good quality exchange. So yeah, let's be a little bit patient. 2 or 3 exchange will coming soon. But yes, let's do step by step. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. And I also agree sometimes quantity isn't always the best over quality. You want to be able to focus on having those stronger partnerships rather than just having a partnership with everybody.
Yes,
and I really think, yeah, and I think that's important, especially because of, like you said, Stratos is still small. And I think that's obviously probably a reason why there's a lot of people looking at it, right? We have a lot of room to grow. And I think that would also kind of seamlessly move us into that next question. And Friends Plays, I see your question here. We're going to get to it. But I want to kind of use what we just talked about and kind of elaborate and see Ben's perspective on it. And that question is, when we're looking at what solution that we're trying to tackle, and then kind of take that solution and mirror it to what's going on outside of crypto. It sounds like Stratos could be a competitor to AWS, for example. And I was curious your thoughts on how we plan to get there. If you would consider them a competitor, right? If we're off on that, we'd love to clear that up and get your perspective on that.
Yeah. Thank you for this question, Caleb. Actually, I appreciate. Actually, this is the first time I heard Strato is build the decentralized AWS from your channel.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So at the beginning, we said the Strato is a decentralized data mesh. Yeah, next generation decentralized data mesh. Yeah, but you're right. We want to build the next generation decentralized cloud, as we can say the decentralized AWS. So how can we go step by step to reach our goal? The first one, we're doing the storage. We deliver the test network for the storage, but next step, we want to build our storage is S3 compatible. So I mean, we want to lower the bar. If any business requirement, if they're already using their S3, we want to they're using their driver, or they even don't need change code. They just repoint access point. They can directly to use the Stratos decentralized storage. That's one we really want to reach, and we want to use this one to gather more business user and the personal user to using our system. That's one example. If we go back to the AWS, and even we go back to the centralized cloud, actually most of the centralized cloud, they're built on 3 different layers. They call infrastructure as service, platform as service, and the software as service.
Yep.
So we will build something like that as well. So if we see what's this 3 layer to match the Stratos, I would like to see infrastructure as service actually is our current resource node, blockchain node, and matter node. The platform as service actually is our decentralized storage, decentralized database, which is they call RDS in AWS. For the software as a service, I would like to see they're parts of the Strato decentralized computation. So like in the future, we will do encoding, video streaming encoding services. This is software as service, like IoT, edge computing. This is also software as service. So you see, we already have very clear idea how we are using our way to match that 3 layer. And it's not easy, but we have very clear goal and we have very clear plans. We will execute all the plan in the right way. We're on the track. But you know, AWS, any cloud is very complicated, complex. And if we go back to check the history of AWS, actually AWS already started at 2002. It's 19 years before. Even S3, AWS storage S3, and AWS virtual machine, they call EC2. They started at 2006. I mean, 15 years before. I mean, what I want to see, AWS using 19 years to build the current monster. They already cover more than 40% of traffic in the entire cloud industry. 40% is only belong to AWS, but they take 19 years. I mean, I just want everyone to know we're building decentralized AWS. It's not the easy work. It's not like I mint a token, I mint NFT, I copy the Uniswap to make the new swap. I mean, we're doing our very heavy work. We're doing our job. We're doing the foundation. You know, when we're doing the foundation, actually most time is under the ground. It's not above the ground. So yeah, but we have confidence we can do it. So we won't deliver at the beginning, we won't deliver all the complex services as what AWS deliver now. That's why we mentioned we deliver the 3 major components. But later on, we will use 3 major components with blockchain to deliver more and more customized services to everyone, to the decentralized world. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I appreciate that long thought out answer. One thing that I also wanted to add, right? I by profession in the fiat mines, outside of crypto, I do mess around with tech and do a lot of stuff with cloud. And I like that you said that AWS has been, it's been 19 years and still growing, and that's where they are today. Back then, when you looked at what AWS was trying to do at the very start, there were people that were doubting it. There were people that, maybe not everybody, but it wasn't as accepted as it is today. And what I see when I'm actually working, like I said, in the fiat mines with my full-time job, I've seen the shift, and I don't like making things, political or anything like that. But with the state of the pandemic and people having to work from home, I've seen that shift be even more important towards a more cloud-based infrastructure compared to actually having the hardware in office or having to have zone servers or having to have any of that. And I like that Stratos kind of seems like that small, it seems like that positioning where AWS was 19 years ago, kind of like you said, and we can learn from their mistakes and their successes, but then we can also take it to that decentralized perspective as well. And leading into another question on that, Stratos, it sounds like we're partnering with a lot of these decentralized partners, right? So SoMe is decentralized social media. I think that's kind of their focus. And obviously they would like to leverage the data mesh or one of the 3 solutions that you guys have for them, so that they can run effectively and basically have a decentralized infrastructure to run their own personal service or their platform, their social media platform. I'm curious, do you foresee in the future that Stratos will be helping support centralized organizations as well, outside of, because I know we're talking about DeFi, I know we're talking about SoFi, like you said, with SoMe. Do you think that in the future, do you think everything will be decent? I guess it might be a little bit of a larger question, but I'll let you take away with it. I think you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I understand. Actually, that means, I know decentralization world, actually crypto industry is kind of be isolated to the centralized system. When they saw the crypto industry, most of the mainstream, they have token, they trading the tokens, they didn't see much values. But there are a lot of industries, they're decentralized. It's not mean they don't need the decentralized solutions for them. Probably they already look into that. But the current crypto industry, they don't provide the solid decentralized solution except the public chain. I mean, Ethereum, Bitcoin, even Solana, right? There is solid public chain, but they only provide the public ledger services. But the real world reality, they need more complex solutions, as they want the solid solution to solve complicated issues. I'll give you examples. The public ledger is good, but the public ledger only supports very simple schema, or maybe only simple data structures, right? So this is something, if I can do the comparison, is something like you have your bank account, you have all your transactions in the bank. That's a kind of simple solution that we can solve, and some bank already using blockchain as the internal solution. That's good, but that is not good enough. Public ledger, just one piece of the decentralized world. Decentralized world have a lot of other stuff. That's what I want to mention again. Storage and the database and computation. This could be in decentralized as well. They want it, but they don't have it. I'll give you one example. Actually, I have the friend working in the law firm, they spend a lot of money for their centralized storage because they always save and process very sensitive and very important, valuable document. And they not allow anyone to modify it, and they're not allow everyone to change without any other witness, because this all could be important information in the court for judge. So they paid a lot, find a lot of way to solve the problem. But anyway, they always have admin to do it. Admin has very heavy duty to protect all the information. But if they're using the Strato decentralized solution, storage solution, so everything is on the chain, everything is transparency. I mean, the different lawyer, even everyone in the court, they can tracking, they can auditing, the technology also can protect all the content never be modified. Like they couldn't modify it. This is perfect solution for them. I mean, the law firm is very old school, but even in this old school, we still can find very useful use case. I just want you use this useful case to prove the centralized system, the centralized world, they need the decentralized solutions. They are waiting for a solid decentralized solution, but they're continue waiting for years. But when Strato is ready, I think Strato will be let them pay more attention on that, and they will be appreciate what we're doing now. And I think probably Strato will be one to open the door for the mainstream and for the traditional industries. Thank you.
Awesome. Love that. Love that answer as well. You're very, very well thought out. You mentioned one thing, and you mentioned the security of the data that organizations could use through Stratos. And I assume, if we have a storage solution, we're going to be storing that data. Because I had because I heard you mention, I figured, without going too technical, because I know not everyone here will probably be able to follow it, but and on a more broader sense, are you able to elaborate on that kind of security, why organizations should feel comfortable with the security of their data on a decentralized network, right? As if, if I'm that law firm and I have I have customer data that I'm dealing with, and I'm using you guys for that storage of it. How can I feel comforted that customer data only is seen by me?
Yeah, the security, we all care about the security. I feel the root why we talk about security, because of trust. I mean, let's say it's ideal world. If in the ideal world, everyone trusts everyone, should we still lock our door? Should we really need to put something in the security box? Maybe not, if we could trust each other, right? So that's where security comes from, because the people, especially the stranger, they cannot trust each other. So blockchain is solve the trust. That's why when they solve the trust, means you don't need trust me. You don't need this middleman, the middle agency to trust me. You verify by yourself. When you verify it, we build a trust at that moment. And everything you write, everything you have done is all within the chain, and it's not modifiable. It's also fully transparency. Blockchain is that type of technology. It's not security, solve the security issue. Actually, they solve the trust issues, right? So when we talk about our security, when we talk if I go a little bit deeper, it's when we talk about our privacy, I would like to see Strato actually is not protect your privacy and security. Actually, Strato is the decentralized solution to manage your personal information, which could be handled by yourself. It's not just trust some centralized organization, such as someone said, don't be evil, right? You're using their system, you're using their software, and they're using your personal information and send you ads, send you something you're talking, send you something you're typing, then you're surprised why what you're mentioned just send you ads. Why? Because they know you. They share their information to third party and they want to target you. So that's the privacy, that's the security, what we're talking about now. But if I go a little bit more, actually probably a lot of people, you don't know. Google already removed "Don't be evil" from their code since 2018, already 3 years before. They never mentioned "Don't be evil" anymore. So I mean, what's the Strato? The core is Strato will treat everyone's information like the Bitcoin network treat everyone's Bitcoin in safe way and fair way. Everyone will be fair. In the Bitcoin network, they don't care. You only have 0.0001 Bitcoin, or you have a million Bitcoin. You'll always be treated fairly. It's not mean you don't have much Bitcoin, you're not safe, or you don't mean you have 1,000 Bitcoin, you'll be safer. No. So Strato is doing the same way. We're using the same technology to treat you and let you be your own content owner, and you always manage your own privacy, your personal informations. Do you want to share other people or you don't want? As long as you keep your private key somewhere and only you can access, and you always be safe. You always make sure there are no other people can steal your information, as no such people can go there to change your information or even to sell your information with your permissions. Yeah, probably I give the different idea to the different perspective to talk about these questions. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I'll tell you right now, if strangers or a small amount of strangers weren't evil, I wouldn't have my job here in cybersecurity that I do full time. So I love that we should feel secure using Stratos, just like we would feel secure using Bitcoin, right? I have my private key hidden somewhere. I'm not going to tell anybody where, but I have it hidden, and I know that my stuff is safe from that. So glad to hear. I want to pick off some questions here that we have on the actual chat, and keep in mind, guys, we are going to have a hard stop for Ben at the top of the hour. So we got 33 minutes left with him. We'll try and get through as much as we can. I think it might be good. We have the Friends Plays here who asked a question about the proof of traffic approach. I know that you talked about Solana, Ethereum, those are proof of stake, Bitcoin's proof of work. Would you mind sharing a little bit about proof of traffic? And then I could kind of get into the second part of the question after that.
Yeah, the proof of traffic is actually, I want to use 2 points to say the proof of traffic. Proof of traffic means it's learned from reality economic. It's talk about let's talk about the Facebook, the LinkedIn or Twitter. Everything coming in the traffic. This is the internet economic. So when you have more traffic, you probably have more airball, more attention, more advertiser profit, and you can make more money. So that's the economy in the internet world. So that makes sense for us, and that's why we choose proof of traffic. It's better to measure all the manners work. If we go back to talk about why we're using proof of traffic, not using the proof POW, POS, and even the other POS for Filecoin, is the proof of the work is they call the hash rate, and it's computation power to calculate all the hash code. They use that way to mine the Bitcoin and some other tokens. But we're doing the decentralized cloud. We really want to provide the computation, the real services, the computation database and storage. We're not using the CPU to provide you the way to generate the new token. So this is not like the public ledger. So we don't use that one. It's not suitable for us. Proof of the stake is similar stuff, just they change the computation power to the token. I mean, you have more token, you stake more, you have more power, vote power, so you will win. But I would like to mention the other proof the POS is proof the storage, which is come Filecoin. Actually, I'd be asked a lot of what's the difference of the proof the storage and the proof the traffic. You're all doing the decentralized storage. Why there is POS, why you're POT? So again, one from economic. I mean, proof the storage makes sense, but if you think about the deeper and you using different way to think about that, it's not make sense. It's only makes sense for traditional business. For example, you have truck, you have ship, you have train, you measure your cargo capacity. Yes, yeah, you have big truck, you can ship more. You have big cargo capacity, you can ship more goods, you make more money. It makes sense. But again, in the IT, in the internet, you ship more information. It's not mean you make more money. I mean, international business always shows, I just mentioned, you have more traffic, you could make more. But no any internet company that mention, I'm the biggest storage company for the world. No one mention it. It's not make sense at all. This one reason. The other reason is when we talk about the network health and performance, a lot of people knows the Filecoin performance is not very real. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not very good. The reason is because they're using proof of storage. I mean, most of the miner, they care about, okay, let's add in more storage. When I have more storage, I have capability to save more information. I mean, I can earn more token, make more money. Then at the moment, all the miner, they start only care about storage. So they don't care about the bandwidth, they don't care about CPU and stuff. But that cause all the mining machine is have huge amount of the space, but not balance the network and the balance CPU and the memory, cause each of the mining machine is not in the good shape. If the network, most of the mining machine is not in the good shape, the entire network won't be healthy, won't be in the good performance. So, but proof the traffic means if you want to respond more traffic, if you want to process more traffic, you need to make your computer or servers mining machine all within the good performance. If your storage is not good, it's not fast enough, or if your CPU not fast enough, or your bandwidth is not good enough, any dimension could affect your computer performance. Means all the miner, they need to care about not one part. They need to care about the entire parts of your entire performance of your computer. Because better performance, you earn more. So in this case, if miner could maintain all the mining machine in the good shape, so at that moment, we can see the entire network will be much healthy and always be provide better performance. So this is a way we choose the POT, and we think the POT is much better or suitable for Stratos than any other consensus. Thank you, Claire.
Yep, and it definitely sounds like that proof of traffic is going to be a more balanced approach for the miners, and I think it would help push Stratos to be more successful for all of the issues that you just mentioned. So thank you for your answer on that. And I want to point out to the community, that proof of traffic is in relation to the miners, right? And how they are given their rewards. I'm sure a question that I've seen come, I'm still going through the list, and I'm going to try not to skip over anybody here. I think Kim Huyan, you're going to be next with your second AWS question, but right before that, for those of us who, let's say, we hold tokens, is there going to be some form of a staking reward or I guess moving a little bit into the tokenomics, are we going to be able to grow ours just from holding ours, or how would the normal investor in the project look to grow more Stratos, or is there any ideas or concepts around that?
Yeah, if we talk about the token metrics, I think, yeah, all our community and the investors, they care about the value of the token and how can they using the current token to make more. So for sure, when when Strato main network is available, we will have staking reward. We have 3 different mining way, right? You can deposit your token. You could be our, validator in the blockchain, network. So you can staking, you get staking reward. I also want to mention, even you'll be our resource node provider. So you'll be the resource node miners. When you deposit the Strato token in the mining machine for the SDS, resource node, you still get the same reward, staking reward. It means at the moment, when you deposit your token, you get some reward by proof the traffic. Meantime, you also get the reward by staking. So that's 2. The other one I want to see, and the other ways, when more and more people, they know the Stratos, they would like to join Strato network as miner. And at the moment, they need to purchase the STOs from the market, which actually could increase the STOs demand. And we know we have about 15 million token in the market right now. But when more and more miners, they join the network, they need to purchase. Like if you want to mine the fiat coin, actually you need to purchase the token at the beginning. So we're doing the same thing. So you want to join network, you need to purchase first. When you purchase, there will be a lot of purchase demand. So that's the other way actually STOS token price could be higher. And when the Strato ecosystem getting bigger, when we launch storage after the database and the computation, our ecosystem could be bigger and bigger. And if some business entity, if someone want to work with us or using our services, Strato decentralized services, they also need to purchase Stratos, STOS. They need to use STOS to pay all the cost. So STOS is the only way to pay the cost. It's similar thing like when you go to the Uniswap, when you want to mint token NFT, you need to purchase Ethereum. It's the same thing. I think this the third way and increase the STOS demand. But STOS is only 100 million, right? It's not that much. I think in the future, by these 3 ways, all our investor and our community can see the potential value is hiding in STOS token.
Sweet, and I appreciate the thought out answer. And I also see some people are also, I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on the community questions now that I've kind of thrown my input in. Back on that question that Kim had on, her question is, one thing AWS services have is a relative cheap price for their services. And I think we can agree that AWS has done a good job positioning themselves on that. How would the fees cost for organizations that want to use Stratos, and how would we stand up to AWS from a cost perspective?
Yeah, this is a great question. I really like it, and this is important. Yeah, why we can make our services even much cheaper than AWS. Actually, we did a lot of math work. We calculated. What I can say the conclusion first is, if the people using our storage or using the storage CDN services, we have confidence our service fee will be at least only 10% or even only 5% of the AWS service fee. why we can doing that. If we go back to the Bitcoin, all the miners, think about that. When all the miners join the Bitcoin, they want to mine the Bitcoin. What they earn? Actually, they try to get the opportunity to create the new block. Who get the right to build the new block? Who get reward, right? So all the mining miners, they care about not the transaction fee on the Bitcoin. They care about the opportunity to mine the new block. So it means Bitcoin already give up all the reward, enough reward to do that without no one paying your transaction fees. The same thing like the Stratos. At least the first 4, 10, 20 years, Strato gave enough reward for all the miner. Means the miner is very happy to get all the reward from the Strato token STOS. So as that first 4, 10, 20 years, the mining machine miners, they probably will ignore the reward from the user who pay for the traffic. I mean, compare with the reward directly for them, who is using this and who is pay for that. It's not important for them. At least it's very low percentage to compare with the reward directly given by Strato. That's why at the beginning, our fee could be very low. We even can cooperate with some business people, business company. We can tell them, okay, let's pitch you, let's do the pilot. We probably give you a year, even for free. You just build your system on us, and you just bring your traffic, your business demand on the Stratos. I can give you for free, or I can give you 90% off. But that is real money the business company could save, and they will be super interested. And when I actually right now we're talking to the business, when we say, okay, we can help you to save at 90% of your money back to your pocket, not pay the CDN, not pay to some cloud storage. They're very excited. They want to try. I mean, I can give you 6 months for free. Try out. If you don't like it, you leave it. It's fine. So that's why, because our miner for now, they don't care about how the final user to pay. Miner is care about the reward from Strato directly. So that's why we can make the fee very low. Yeah, that's the economic for not only for Strato. Actually, that's the beauty of economic for a crypto industry. We built the token to pay for that. Yeah, that's my answer.
Well, man, that actually, I think that shows the team's confidence in the product as well. The fact that you guys are willing to give you, 6 months at 90% off, or even a year at 90% off. Not very many organizations that are centralized would want to do that, mostly because they costs them a lot to run it, right? And so they have to have that money coming in.
They need to pay the real US dollars, but our miners be paid by the reward, by Satoshi, right? So it's a different way. Actually, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Actually, we will win the game.
Yeah, we will win. I like to hear that. And I think on the next question, I think this might have kind of already been answered, but I'll pose it just to make sure that we get that question officially answered here. But the question is, what is the differentiating factor between Stratos and already existing solutions such as Filecoin, Theta, or storage? I know we've already talked about proof of traffic, but is there anything else outside of that you think would give us a competitive advantage or separate us?
Yes, I just mentioned the difference between the Filecoin consensus proof of storage and the proof of the traffic. But the other thing I want to see, the difference with RV, Filecoin, Storage, and other storage solution. In this narrative, I want to see Strato, it was well designed based on all the working experience for previous more than 10 years. And we have very professional team. We know how business need and we know the business requirement, and that's why when we design this, we use 4 components with 3 different consensus layer to solve the real problem, and we can let the Stratos storage be scalable, at the meantime be fully functional, and we can guarantee there no data would be lost in the Strato. Also, we guarantee the Strato network will be super efficient. You can uploading, you can downloading the file very quickly. And the reason we did the demo to using play the video, why not just using upload, download? We can do that, but why directly to play the video on Stratos storage network? Because there no any decentralized storage could do that. We want to using this example to show you, we even can streaming video across the decentralized network. Why you still care about how about your downloading performance? I mean, we are doing is not only decentralized storage. We're doing something like Citadel, right? We're doing the storage with CDN together. We're using one component to compete Filecoin and the Citadel together.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know that, well, first off, I appreciate the thought out answer. I think the community does as well. You mentioned your team. I'm curious, we had a question come in about where you guys are based out of. And then second, or do you have plans on expanding the team as Stratos starts to grow?
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's get started. Our entire team is located in Canada, and parts of the team in Montreal, parts of the team in Toronto. And we're looking for more and more good developers to join us. Yeah, we're using Go languages. If you're the senior Go developer, and welcome to contact us and contact our admin, and maybe they can forward your CV to us. We're looking forward that. And yes, and the other side, our current team have 14 people, and most of the member in the team is developers. So yeah, where the project is have heavy coding challenges, and most guy is doing every day is doing the coding. Yeah, it's boring work, but talk about the future. I mean, when you're coding, probably you feel a little boring because every day you need to repeat all the coding work. But talk about the future, I think we have very, very bright future, and that encourage our team in working day by day. And we really work very hard. I mean, no one likes the 996, but actually our team is working even harder than that.
If you're behind something that you believe in, you tend to be able to put more time into it. Just like I put time into the channel, and you put time to all of these AMAs. If you believe in something, people like to work for it. So I think you have a great solution, and I'm glad that you guys are looking to expand. And I think if you're going to have people wanting to join that believe in the project as well. And I think that's great to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for one of the next questions we have here, and this is actually something I personally have not even thought about, so I'm glad someone brought it up. The question is, how do you prevent bad actors from storing data that is unlawful on the Stratos platform? I'm not sure if due to the decentralized nature, if that's something you guys would care about. Curious your thoughts on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's very important. We want to free everyone's voice, but we also want to avoiding someone is abusing this decentralized system. So we have 2 ways to do it. The first one, actually, I have to see, we learn our competitors, we learn from our way. They cooperate with international organization and everything. Sorry, I just forget that organization name. They call content protection something. They're working with them. That's what we want to work with as well. And any compliance or any content is not good. Is when they comply, when they upload to there to mention, we will fully work with that organization. If something happened there, they give me red flag, we will just to remove that content in the Strato network. So that's one, and have no accuse. If something has happened there, we will remove right away. That's one. The second one, we really need to be the balance between the freedom and be good. It means we give you the freedom, it's not mean you feel free to do something bad. We want to protect everyone being abused by some other bad content. So we will have next year, we will create something like DAO or organization. I mean, everyone in the community, they can participate. And we will have voting, we have proposal. I mean, any of any not health content or any type of content is not good, we will ask the community to vote for that. That probably is not only one content by content. I mean, probably something we will tag, the community could tag it as the category. That one, if some category is be voted, said, no, we're not welcome this kind of the category. So we need to find a way to remove them or to ban them. But how to do it? And I think we are the team to build this system, but we're not the one to manage them. We're not the one to organize them. So when we start to build that organization, we really want to hear from the community, from all you guys. We don't want to make decision by ourselves. So that's the two way how will we try our best to remove all the bad content from the decentralized system.
And that's definitely a great position to have, because it's tough to position yourself correctly on that kind of thing, because you need to be obviously as decentralized as possible, but you also have to try and protect people, protect the users, right? Like you said, sometimes there's bad actors and everything. And that's one of the reasons I was drawn to Stratos. Is there's an event I brought up in one of my previous videos, and it was specifically about actually AWS, who we like to compare ourselves to during this AMA, when they just decided that they didn't want to service another platform, right? They just decided and said, all right, we're done with you guys. Boom, gone. That's very centralized decision. I'm pretty sure it was maybe made by someone high up, and they said, nah, we don't really care if we lose revenue on it. Let's just get rid of it. Let's make a statement. I was curious if you would want to elaborate that for people that are here today.
Yeah.
Okay. And then specifically for the Friends plays, I don't think I fully got to his full, I didn't fully ask his second part of his question. So here it comes. He was more so wondering about the services that deal with massive amounts of data, and if they were to leverage Stratos, if we were to use an example as YouTube or Dropbox, do you foresee them benefiting more from proof of traffic? Because I know we talked about the difference between Filecoin's proof of storage and our proof of traffic. With that much data, is that going to change anything, or I'm curious your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think actually proof the traffic is a better way for that, the big player. For example, the Dropbox. I think the Dropbox probably using some global CDN services, and probably they're working on the cloud CDN. They're also working on some local government. I mean, because all the CDN services actually come from the bandwidth, but the bandwidth, the carrier, actually the one to handle all the resources from the small country. I mean, so when we deal with the CDNs, and actually that's the most money they go through with. They pay the CDN fees. When they pay CDN fees, most time they pay probably based on monthly fee or yearly fee if they have a contract. But since we don't know, maybe some file will be so hot, will be broadcast to everywhere across the world. But some file or some content is cold. You prepaid the CDN fee, but maybe they never be use it. So it's hard to get the better way to measure. I pay the CDN, but it's worth it. I pay too much. I didn't pay enough. It's hard to know. But now we have the proof traffic to measure it. It means it doesn't matter how many data you upload to Stratos. Yeah, you pay your uploading traffic. It's fine, but you will never pay it if your file never be accessed. I mean, you have the videos. The video be viewed by 1,000,000 times. You pay that 1,000,000 times. Anywhere, it's in maybe in US, maybe in Canada, maybe in Europe, and maybe in France. You paid who viewed your videos. You paid that traffic. If no traffic, you pay nothing. I mean, if one content not much viewed, if there no one viewed, it means that content didn't make money for you. But if they didn't make money, they don't make money for you, we also don't charge you for that video, right? So you only pay what you used. You don't need to prepay a lot of money, prepay a year, prepay a month. Mm-hmm. You only pay what you use. When you use it, you make money. Well, okay, you just pay your portion of your money to back to us. Yeah, I think actually this is a better way, and this is more healthy way. So for that big player to play with, they can easily to estimate what's their cost.
Sweet. And it does sound more scalable as well, which is important for those large companies being able to scale and descale quickly, not having to deal with vendor contracts and say, like, we need this much. Oh, wait, now we need this much, but we paid a year up front for that. So I think the fact you pay for what you use is a great approach. Really quickly, we are running low on time. I had the question come in. I think this one would be pretty easy for you. How many tokens are needed to stake? Or how much would you need to run a node? I know you mentioned that a little bit before. We didn't get into the specific numbers. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. For the blockchain node, right now we have 64 validators. I mean, if you want to be our active validator, at least your staking number should be in top 64. But this is a dynamic game. So if someone staking more, probably you will out of the 64. So this is very hard to estimate. But for the resource node, what I can see is really depends on the price of the Stratos. Right now, Strato token is just more than $1. I say, if I say, okay, you need to deposit about 10,000, for example, 10,000 Strato STOS, okay, you pay maybe around $10,000. But if STOS is $10 or $50, you probably it's too expensive for you to deposit that. That's why I want to see that number could be dynamic. But their only rule I want you guys to be aware is deposit amount, probably the value probably will be a little bit higher than your hardware price. I mean, if your mining machine is worth $3,000 US dollars, probably we will ask you to deposit the token value will be more than $3,000.
And that'll definitely also have them be more interested in supporting the community as well, because they now have skin in the game, so to call it. So I like that approach. Make sure that you can't just have a miner that wants to just leverage the rewards, leverage their machinery. They also have to be invested in the project as well to receive those rewards. And I like that approach. It sounds
exactly.
And it sounds like we're at the top of the hour. Do you have any parting thoughts or anything you want to share with the community before we let you go?
Yeah, everything good. I think up to now I very enjoy this type of AMA. I think it probably it's better than we just typing. If it's good, I will gather all the feedback from the community. If it is good, maybe later on we can do quarterly or even monthly. I really appreciate, I very enjoy with our community, make me very comfortable. And we have very good admins. And again, I appreciate everyone, and let's grow together, and let's grow up together, and let's welcome the beautiful future together. Thank you.
And thank you, Ben, for giving us your time. Hope you have a nice weekend. And for everybody else, have a nice weekend as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you.